Greetings and welcome everybody to everybody else talking about sophisticated topics and then me talking about nonsense and holding random objects. Hey, our TED Talker's supposed to be holding things like a remote, even though... Wait, this isn't a remote. Ooh. Anyways, sorry. Hi guys, my name is Joe Pease and I am a senior here at SUNYPotsdam in the theater and dance major. And I'm so excited to be able to talk to you guys about my topic. It is very near and dear to my heart, and I'm very excited to share this story with you. And I am very appreciative to SUNYPotsdam for allowing TEDx to continue and allowing us to talk to you guys here today. So without further ado, I would like to welcome you guys to a theory of actual and virtual reality. And first, I wanted to start off with a story. So 2 years ago, I was driving from campus back to home, which is 30 minutes north. And it was about 7 o'clock in the evening, pitch black, no sun at all, and a deer pops out in front of my car. I swerve off the road, turn 180, flip over onto the top of the car, and totaled it. I was fine, a few cuts, bruises, bangs ups, what have you. My knee got busted though, and I was resorted to a cane for quite a few months. And I was also cooped up in this room that we're standing in right now, doing papers, researching, studying, doing a lot of reading. And eventually I came into playing video games. And I got a lot of free time to play video games. And when you have that plethora of free time, you start to appreciate every minute detail that is placed in each one of these interactive and immersive experiences. And I'm going to discuss my journey with that with you today. So the first exhibit that I have for you guys is a little game called Hollow Knight. This is the game that I like to call my gateway game, for lack of ultimately better terms. This is the game that started my foray into this deep dive into the intrinsic and artistic values of video gaming. The story revolves around a lone, heroic knight as he travels through a barren, post-apocalyptic land and tries to right the wrongs of the past civilization. And the entire landscape is incredibly bleak and black and white, but there are random splashes of color every now and then, as you can see in the slides below. And on the surface, it is just that. It is black and white with splashes of color. And it wasn't until I started to play it more and expound myself into this game that I realized that there is so much more depth to it. There's so much more story that lies in the back corner, and it needs to be explored. And I did not want to at first, to be honest, but that artistic inspiration drove me forward to see how this story played out and how it manifested itself into truly a beautiful and fantastic work of art, where it tells the story of redemption and trials over success and immeasurable odds, which I will get to in a second. But it gave me hope. It gave me more insight to explore and find every nook and cranny and find it out. And I got that sense of clarity and emotional release when I found particular corners and certain stories are being told. It was truly a beautiful sight to see. And I invite you all to play that game at any point, especially because the knight is adorable and I love him dearly. That's it. Next in my list, I have the quoted Soulsborne series. This is a multitude of games, including Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, Bloodborne, and Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. They all fall under the same formula of this, encountering various powerful foes, some of the most fearsome and strongest in the gaming industry, and trial and error wins the day. This has been like an interesting phenomenon for me, because it was always that dynamic of masochism versus euphoria. Because this game is intentionally designed to be difficult. You will fail multiple times, and you will learn from each failure more and more as you go along. Some people would suggest this as beating a head against the wall, but I saw it as completely different. The opposite, really. I saw it as a chance to resolve action, to resolve a problem that is repeatedly causing you to fail, and eventually finding a solution to said problem, and coming out on top. And dear God, was it obnoxious? But I did it. And that sense of euphoria and accomplishment was addicting. So I continued over and over and over until every game of the series was complete. And this has been one of my favorite game series to play, and it is immortalized on my skin because of that very reason. Now, this next game is a little bit more of the tried and true representation of mental illness and mental health, because the main character suffers from schizophrenia and psychosis. She hears voices that aren't there, and voices that tell her that her journey means nothing, and that she should stop and abandon her quest to save her lover from the depths of hell. But she doesn't. She rejects the notion of letting her depression and psychosis consume her, and she charges forward. And she does not stop until she makes it to the end. And it's with this Dark Souls phenomenon, patented by Joseph Pease, where trial and error and repeatedly encountering issues wins the day. Again, it's that masochism versus euphoria dealio, but I digress. For me, at least, it is truly impactful to encounter enormous odds and come out on top. Hence this next quote right here. Facing your demons requires immense resolve, and some may call it daring, and some say it's as easy as taking one step forward. Wow, I'm really talking like an inspirational speaker. I apologize. But this phenomenon really rings true to me. She is on the most perilous quest imaginable. She's saving the love of her life from the pits of hell. She's carrying a memento of him with her at all times, hearing voices that are saying that she should stop, and that this quest is naught, and it's for naught. But she keeps on going, and that is the beauty of video gaming. It is that level of immersion and characterization that brings us as the players into this experience. And we, as the players, and as people listening and expounding into the story, we gain insight from that very experience, and we learn some things about ourselves that we have generally never thought of before. And there are scads of other gaming experiences out there that I haven't mentioned, and do just exactly that. And the same thing in various other corners of the mental health spectrum or in the artistic spectrum. They all gain some sort of clarity and insight from experiencing these pivotal points in a character's life and their state of mind and the way that they execute into this universe that we are placed into. That is mostly why video gaming to me is one of the most important art forms in existence right now. It is our opportunity to open doors into various lenses and various universes that we may not be able to experience. And this new lens that we've established opens that door into our perspectives and into our universe, and how those sort of values and lessons attribute to us, and how we can attribute to other people or to the environment around us. And it changed me. It honestly changed me. It changed a man who was resorted to a cane and had to sit in that chair right there to my right for months on end with not that much else to do except learn and develop myself as a person and learn what I as a person can do or could be. So with that, I gave you my reason for video gaming being one of the most pivotal pieces of art. And I genuinely wish that you all experience this for yourselves, because there's heaps and bounds of other experiences out there for you, and you just need to explore it and find it for yourself. So, with all my heart, thank you for listening to my spiel, and go melt your brains with some video games. Thank you.